Hello friends, what a lovely day today, and as promised, InternWare is back with the second episode of our series on leadership talks. We travelled all the way from Delhi to Farah, a small town somewhere between Mathura and Agra for this. We thoroughly enjoyed our journey this morning, and we have a strong belief that we would have loads of learnings plus lifetime experience to carry back for our return journey this evening. As we always say, this journey shall remain incomplete without you guys. So stay with us and let's learn, come enjoy together. So guys, let's quickly move in and meet our guest of honor for today.
Let's know who our leader come guest of honor for today is Professor Dr. Naveen Gupta. He is a behavioral scientist, trainer and management consultant. He is a PhD from IIT Roorkee and a gold medalist from Meerut University. Presently, he is the director of Hindustan Institute of Management and Computer Studies, a flagship management institute under Sharda Group. He has more than 35 years of academic and training experience. He has visited USA, China, Hong Kong, Dubai, Oman, Sharjah, Nepal, Sri Lanka, etc. for academic and training assignments. Number of PhD degrees have been awarded under his supervision. He has received awards like Dr. Dhani P. Sinha Best Social Responsibility Award, Best Teaching Methodology Award from ex-HRD Minister Kapil Sibal, Best Psychologist Award from Indian Psychometric and Educational Research Association, Management Educational Leadership Award at IIT Delhi, Best Paper Award from Western Decision Sciences Institute, USA. He has training and consultancy assignments with several leading companies like Hinds, HUL, Hyundai, Grasim, Ultratech Cement, JK Cement, Modi Tire, UP Steel, Agra Chains and government organizations like LIC, Police Personnel, Postal Department of Agra and many reputed brands and colleges of NCR, UP and Rajasthan. He has initiated several social projects, Center for Self and Career Development and on online platform aiming at solving psychological issues. My team is very excited to meet our guest of honor now and I believe so are you guys. Here we go.
Wait is over guys and we are just about to start interacting with our leader come guest of honor for today, Professor Dr. Naveen Gupta.
Thank you.
As you all must be aware that theme for today's episode is integrity. What are the different attributes of integrity? Gracious, respectful, honest, trustworthy, patient, helpful. All these attributes are apt for our guest of honor today. So let's start this interesting session. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Ritika.
So shall we start with the session, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So the first question for the day is, keeping today's scenario in mind, what advice you shall give to our younger generation to deal with anxiety and stress problems?
That's a very good question you have asked, Ritika, because every day I'm seeing lot of problems, and especially amongst the youth regarding stress and anxiety. If we talk about this particular period of the COVID-19, I think it has taught us a lot. For the people, those are open for learning. This is the time for introspection for all of us. What is wrong? What was wrong? Stress is not of the today. So we need to find out, because we could not find time in a rat race. When we are now closed in the room or the houses, you just think, if you are not learning new skills, if you are not conscious about your health, then perhaps we are not disciplined. When you talk about stress, Ritika ji, I just want to share with you what is stress. It is stress. It is just like a rubber. The more you pull, the stressor is not responsible. It may be that the rubber can be just break. If it is broken, then it is not the stressor is responsible. It is you, the quality of the rubber. What we need to learn is skills how to develop the resistance within ourselves. We have to go back. If you are not able to manage yourself, please take the help of the mental health professional. Therapists are now available, but you have to learn you have to only and only learn. You cannot blame someone else. I just want to give a bit tips or guidelines. When we are under stress, please, there are a lot of techniques. This is a topic we can talk at length also. But I will advise, let us have two circles. Let us draw two circles, the green circle and the red circle. In red circle, there are the things which I cannot control. What we teach in business environment. For example, COVID-19, yes, let the doctors do their job. Let them find out the vaccine. I cannot do anything. If you talk about the policy of the government, let Mr. Modi think about it. Or if I talk about unnecessarily frustration and everything like what the DM is doing, what the CM is doing, why we have got a lockdown this time, or why we have got a flood, why we have got a riots, this I cannot control. The only thing which I can do, we need to write down in a green circle also, I can only change my attitude, I can only change my perception, I can develop a good EQ. So let me work on that so that I can be more comfortable in dealing with the anxiety and the stress. So there are so many good techniques also available. You can learn mindfulness, breathing exercise, early to bed, early to rise. These are wonderful tips which can help you to come out from but we need to practice. Thank you very much, though, because it needs a lot of time to talk about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Trust you guys are listening and absorbing everything to get rid of all anxiety and stress problems. Moving on to the next question, sir. How much education is relevant in today's job market considering various business losses due to shutdown and unemployment?
That's a very, very serious question for all of us. When I talk about education, yeah, there is always a role of the education, undoubtedly. But we need to redefine the education pattern of especially India. We are only concerned with the titles like I am MBA, I am BA. No. We need to redefine now, do you have the skills? If I talk about the MBA students, in the world we have around 12,000 business schools and 4,000 in India. The society has got a lot of expectation from us. If we are not able to solve the economic or the social problem of the society or of my country, there is a question mark for the MBA education. What is wrong? Then we have taught education matlab you need a job, you need a salary. No. This is the time for entrepreneurship. We need to learn how skills are changing, especially during this 4.0. We need to redevelop ourselves. And this course, I talk about education. For example, if you are not able to manage your local problem, okay, we are too much obsessed with the foreign models. I'm sure if we talk about marketing, we just go through Philip Kotler. Nothing wrong with the Philip Kotler, it's a wonderful book. But if I talk about the local market here in Agra or Raja Ki Mandi, how Philip Kotler is aware about the psycho-social variables operating in the market. Our students have to be trained. Teachers need to be trained also how to smell out, how to observe such type of variables. So skills are very, very important. And entrepreneurship skills. Then we are able to face. This is the time to rebuild now. Whatever we have done is fine, good. Perhaps Corona has taught us. Do something different. And there's the old saying, successful people, they don't do different things, but they do differently. So a lot of attitudes need to be changed during this particular time.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inputs. As Benjamin Franklin has rightly said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So, sir, shall we proceed further?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, the next question is, what advice you have for students or scholars who are writing quality research papers? What key points they should keep in mind for the same?
Yeah, if you're talking about the research, we need to have a different mindset now. As not only the COVID, it is just by chance you are facing a problem, but you have to think and rethink in every sphere of life. If you talk about the research, poor country like India cannot afford such type of research what we are having. I will only advise whenever I go to any university like AMU or any good universities, I talk about, can we go and think for the action research? And what is the action research? A few days back I had a session organized by the UGC. If we talk about the global hunger index, we talk only about statistics. We are having this much problem of the food starvation in India. Is it not a domain of the management students how we can solve a problem? And what you can do, you can pick up a very small segment, area nearby of your college. Go through the survey, focus group discussion, qualitative data you can generate, and now think what intervention can be introduced to solve the problem. As we are running here in Hindustan Institute of Management and Computer Studies, SOS Bhojnalaya. So if we are able to solve the problem of a particular area, then go for the post-intervention. If there's a change, if you find the difference in pre-intervention and post-intervention, so wonderful research I will say. Don't bother about the protocols and all that. Yeah, of course, it has to be well documented. And if it is well documented, it is a wonderful research. The next example which you raised the point, how to manage the stress and anxiety. If you find in your school, college, youth are suffering from this problem or alcohol problem, this is the data with you, but your job is not finished. If you say 40% students are having anxiety, stress, now think what can be the interventions. And because this is the era of outsourcing, you cannot do everything. Talk to some mental health professional. Can you help us? I want this problem to be solved. You may define a period, maybe 6 months. I will reduce the level of depression and anxiety of my college students. Go, beautiful research, and you can see, yes, there is a difference. And if you find a difference, please go and mail it. Documentation is very important. I think that kind of research we require. If we talk about, I'm associated with a small project here of action research. They are having, because of the COVID now, an unemployment problem, daily wages. So I'm trying to solve with the students' help how it is possible, which I'll talk to you later, how we are going to do. I will advise only, think, please change your mindset. Thanks to COVID, it is trying to teach us something. We don't require conventional research. All research organizations in India, they have to think. I was in a program with the scientists of the ICSR. Though I took a challenge, I said, it is a charity. Because I have not seen any outcome. You have to do any product, any research, if it is not applicable, not used by the common man, it is useless. You may have obsession of the statistics. Yes, I have used this methodology, that methodology. To me, I'm sorry, it needs lot of brainstorming, what we need to do. Thank you.
This is for all budding research scholars who are looking forward for this guidance and answers everywhere. So keep these points safe in your kitty, please. Moving on to the next question, sir.
Yeah.
Your pet project, Soldiers of Society model, popularly known as SOS model in Agra, is very popular and motivating. Please enlighten us with the functioning of it and various activities falling under its purview. How much students' participation is important and how do you go about it?
So, thank you, Ritika. We have two questions, right? First about SOS, then how much involvement is required by the students. I would like to answer first. When I was talking with you about the action research, I think it is a very good example of the action research. As you know, Agra is famous because of the Taj Mahal, but infamous because of the Labka culture. What is Labka? Labka is a local slang, and they are the touts like auto drivers, taxi drivers, employee of the hotels. So just because of their own benefit, chota mota benefit ke liye, so they are involved and they try to cheat the customers, tourists, especially international tourists. So we have got a bad name. And when we talk about the marketing principles in management, still we say honesty is the best policy. Then I thought because management teachers have got a bad name because they can only teach in the classroom. I am a professor of human resource, a behavioral change. I thought in my mind, can we change the behavior of these auto drivers? A small segment we pick up. And then so many times we keep on listening the bad news, but we never pay attention to the good news also. We read a news item, and Nazir Otowala, who was a poor chap having a large family, returned 1.5 lakh rupees of a girl which was, lost. So then we talk about the organization development and we talk about the OD intervention in management like appreciative inquiry. And why not to use appreciative inquiry with this auto driver? On 2014, 15th August, I decided that I will go to this gentleman, Nazir Auto Drivers, and I will honor him. I will recognize his honesty. There and then I decided, I took few students also with me on 15th August, few faculty members, and then we said, can we have 10 auto drivers like you? In a very unconferencing way, we designed a training modules of 10 days initially. The modules, first day, what is the role of honesty, how you can be disciplined, dress up, softer skills, the attitudinal change. We had a good talk about them. And I was so surprised. This is a very good message for all of us. In a class of 60, students are fed up. After 55 minutes or 50 minutes, they start looking at their watch. But they were not disturbed. They were not upset. They were rather more curious. We said we could identify a place, irrespective of the weather, thando, garmi ho, no issue, in front of the Noori Masjid. 4 means 4. Let us respect the time. I need to teach them. So, in a very unconferencing way, and then what can be? We need to learn these skills as I was talking with you. Because they will not understand, they are not comfortable in English. Even they will not understand your Hindi. So, I could learn the art of communication. Okay, what can be the art of communication with them from Madari? Let me use juggler technology. So, I use appreciative inquiry. In an unconferencing way, I start talking with them. I told them the role of dressing. I told them what can be the role of honesty, not only through the dialogue, through the fun games, through storytelling. And I tell you, I got a wonderful results out of this project. I asked only 10 auto drivers. I could see there are number of more auto drivers are curious. Then I increased. The earlier name was LTA of SOS name. LTA, L for Labka, Hindi word. Labka to Aapka. No, you will be no more Labka. You will be Aapka. Atithi Deva Bhava. And that is our Indian mythology. Guest हमारा भगवान होता है. अमीर खान भी he used to say अतिथि देवो भव है. वो philosophy, वो mindset को change करना, that was the task for the teacher, for all of us. Being a professor of the human resource, I got a wonderful results. Later on, because they were trained, they could develop a good network. We are getting good results. We use the Pygmalion effect. We enhance their self-esteem also. Even a small achievement that was appreciated in the print media. When they read the newspaper, we are known only for Labka. All bad news were given. When they start reading, their family members, oh, we are recognized. We are recognized somewhere. Then I taught them how to live with dignity. The Labka culture reminds me the dialogue. कौन लपका नहीं है यहाँ पर? When I see my senior bosses, I just try to catch them. I try to please them. And I try to take some small benefits. All ministers, bureaucrats, who is not lapka? So why we are defaming them? Because they are not going to any school. We have gone to schools. We have learned certain etiquettes. Why do we expect? So that was my job. And then later on, after 2 years, we changed the venue and we came to the other station, like Raja Ki Mandi station. And the name of the project was Soldiers of Society. Now you are no more Labka, you are the soldier of society. Whatever the problem you see in the society, it is your duty to come forward. So they are working now like ecology पे काम कर रहे हैं. They are talking about SOS भोजनालय, विकल्प के थ्रू गुटखा छोड़ना, because as we talk about Urta Punjab, and if you go around in Agra, you will find Thukta Agra. But so simple. Government is spending a lot of money, no change. If we talk about the motivation theory, fear, the local administration, including commissioner, DM, they have all the power in their hands. But does it really work? I could see the and research impact. No. Fear has got its own very limited role. But when you talk, dialogue, communication, words can change the world. So it is a beautiful project which I am going through. So I would love to talk throughout the day about this because this is very core to my heart. But I think time is a problem with you. So I think let me stop here. Thank you, Ritika.
That's great and very enlightening, sir. Our team was very curious to know more about this so popular model, and at last we are here. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Ritika. Thank you.
Alright, sir. So the next question is, I'm sure you must be having some role model in life. Could you please share with us?
Yeah, of course. They are my motivators, or we can call them emotional anchor. Normally, I use a model BMG, Buddha, Mahabir, and Gandhi. And of course, my father, who has been a freedom fighter. Whatever I am today, perhaps maybe a source of inspiration from him. But if I talk about Gandhi, I'm highly impressed. When I find myself in value crisis, I just go back and read the Gandhi philosophy. That really gives me a lot of strength. It is just matter of chance or very unfortunate for the country When I was in Connecticut for a talk, I was surprised that Gandhian philosophy is taught there to the management students. And they talk about if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, businessman, or a leader, you have to imbibe at least 40 traits of the Gandhi. Maybe marketing, when we talk about marketing, now we teach to the student, customer is the God, customer is the king. But in very old time, Gandhi used to say, customer is our purpose, he's not a liability. When we talk about the emotional quotient, or when we talk about the interpersonal relationship in HR, the wonderful tool he has given, empathy. Your 90% problem is over or maybe resolved. Conflict can be resolved if we can apply empathy. So what I think personally, Gandhi need to be taught again and again. But हमने कहा मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी. No. If you look at the any aspect of Gandhi life, when he was thrown out from the train, look at the assertiveness, beautiful example of the assertiveness. A normal person like me or anybody else, what would have been his reaction? Either he must have retaliate, react. What would have been the consequences? Either just one bullet and there is no more Gandhi. Or he might feel so insulted, might have gone into depression or may commit suicide. But he said, no. My purpose of the life is now change, transformation because of the one incident. That is a very good example of the assertiveness. Then he went for the SWOT analysis. What is the strength? What is the opportunity? What is the weakness of my country? And what is the threat? He did so beautifully. If we can teach to the management students how to do this SWOT analysis, Gandhian is a very good example. The second, I'm highly impressed by the philosophy of Buddha. For me, Buddha is not only a spiritual guru, but he was a great, great psychologist. When we talk about the emotional quotient during this era of the artificial intelligence, we cannot compensate or we cannot replace the EQ. And that will be the biggest challenge in front of the young generation. How to imbibe. So when Buddha, Goldman has written a book, Emotional Quotient, because they have the economy, capital economy, and they have earned a lot of money also. But if you go through the principle of Buddha, you will find the same thing. The 7 principles of the Buddha, Goldman has used. And he called it emotional quotient. So they are my emotional anchor. I get lot of energy. When we talk about forgiveness, look at the Gandhi. When we take any decision, look, can you see the last man, how he is going to be affected by your decision. Then Mahavir also, especially it has become so relevant nowadays. Mahavir Swami, when he talks about aparigraha, no hoarding mentality. When we talk about the global warming, everything, Gandhi used to say, it is so relevant now for you people. What I am doing, not even for me also, what I am doing for the next generation now. Am I able to give a fresh air? Look at the weather condition of Delhi or around. If I am not able to give a good clean air, healthy water, so I think there is no meaning of the economy also. So Gandhi used to say, nature has given enough to feed but not to greed. That difference, if we can learn, I think I'm a good management student. If I'm not able to make a difference between need and greed, I'm a totally failure.
Absolutely, sir. For us, you are a role model, and I'm pretty sure that in coming days, you will be the role model for the audience who are watching this episode. So moving towards the next question, sir. Organizations like Kingfisher, Jet Airways, Sahara Group, etc., must have hired best brains,
True.
including MBAs from top Indian and other universities. Why did they fail? Is it a failure of MBA as a stream or leadership?
I can say both. Thank you, Ritika, for using so great words for me, though I don't deserve, honestly speaking, in front of you. Because the question which you raised, there's a vacuum of the leadership. To be very honest, people of my age, or including me also, we have not created any role model for the next generation. And especially MBA education, we have linked with the salary only. Even in your campus or in my campus also, we don't ask what is the kind of the job. We ask what is the salary. What they are giving, is it a value-based organization? We don't bother. A small country like Bhutan, if you go through the vision of the Royal University of Bhutan, that's very, very clear. We are not here, the purpose of the education is not here only to create or make engineers or doctors. We are making good human being and happy human being. The country do not talk about the GDP, they talk about happiness index. I also surprised so many times. I want to ask, I got this much bank balance, I got this much salary. Are you happy? If you are not happy, then what is the purpose? Then if the education is linked directly with the salary package, then we forget to teach them business ethics. Money, there is nothing wrong. But what is the source of money? It is not only the enron. So we have to teach them again to the management students. And for the leaders also, we need such type of leader in the classroom. So very great philosophy, we have to think and rethink what is wrong. Even the people are having good salary, still if they are under stress. Why it is so? The leadership is missing, purpose of the management education is missing. We have to rethink. I appreciate IIM Trichy. They have taken an initiative. They have a program, course, business ethics. Though perhaps number of university must be having, but they are serious about it. The students are given project, assignments. I can only feel proud to the best of my knowledge in India, like Tata. They have a value added in the organization. That's wonderful. We have to imbibe that thing. Because Confucius used to say life is very, very simple, but perhaps we have made it very complicated. If complication is there, a lot of stress, depression, then what is the purpose of this economy? Then philosophy of the Bhutan has to reinforce, we want happy people, not the rich people.
Rightly said, sir. It is an eye-opener for all of us. So the next question is, are there special levers of success which can be applied for nation's economic progress, or is it again a case of leadership?
Yeah. Here I would like to say only one thing. The attitude problem. Or let us take the very good example of the Japan. Look at the resources what they have. If we compare the natural resources, perhaps we are better off. Even the computer chips, the steel is sent from India, Jharkhand. And look at the economy of the Jharkhand or Bihar or India. So I think there is something wrong with the attitude of our Indian population. So we need, including all of us, need to work very seriously. It is the quality of the man which makes a difference. I think we were at par when we got the freedom, and when they were disturbed because of the bomb. We were in the same platform. But look at the economy of the Japan. They have learned how to fight, how to cope with the natural disaster also. Indian condition is a bit, it is a perhaps matter of attitude, but when you ask about the question about is it the leadership vacuum, from where we learn, attitude is a relatively permanent. It is shaped during the process of the socialization. Everybody has to be very, very sincere, serious now. Maybe the businessmen, maybe the parents, we need serious parenting. If I talk about the corruption, the biggest hurdle in our economic growth, who is responsible? I remember the words of the APJ Kalam sir when I met him in my campus personally, who can stop the corruption? So he said only 3%, the mother, father or a teacher. So leadership is really a very, very serious issue. We need to change the attitude of the people, especially of the young people, loyalty, commitment, empathy, very, very simple word, but are missing, has become so valuable, so valuable.
Thank you so much, sir. Trust you guys are listening to all these points carefully, as this will help our younger generation to move in the right direction for sure. Moving towards the next question, sir. We have so many MBA schools across the country, but no leadership school. Can you please share your thoughts on this, sir?
It's very difficult to answer, but still I will try because I am also heading a management institution in Hindustan Institute. I am the director. See, it's very, very serious questions. What is the purpose? We need to understand what is the purpose of the management education. If we go by philosophy of the management education, the purpose of the management education is to create leaders. But are we doing? You are rightly said, we have more than 4,000 business schools. But how many leaders we have given to the country? That is a question mark for me also. So, in the era of marketization of life, where everything we just calculate or assess by the money, materialistic achievement, this question has lost its relevancy. But undoubtedly, if we are looking for the developed country, if we want economic development, if we are bothered and concerned with the next generation, because we are proud, we are the youngest nation. The youth population is maximum in India. But if we are not serious, business schools are not serious, then they will be, young generation will be a liability for us. We need to create a purpose for them. We need to create job for them. So it's a very, very serious question, but who will solve? I can talk theoretically. If you ask me, sir, what are you doing? Perhaps I'm not doing anything. I'm also bothered about my salary. I'm also bothered about my job, which is sometimes I regret. So we have to think, all of us, together, introspection, brainstorming. I just want to share. It is a very small step, but every journey starts with a small step. Very soon in Agra, we are going to have a leadership school. The purpose will only be to create good leaders. We have backup of few industrialists and NRI also. The purpose is again the question which you are asking me. I keep on asking myself also. I have no role model except APJ Kalam. There is no role model for me. I used to ask my father, you had a role model like Gandhi, Nehru, Sastri, Subhash Chandra Bose. If I talk, who is? Can you talk about anyone? I want to be like him. Or we consider leaders like Shahrukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan and all that. No, I am not blaming or anybody else. But this leadership vacuum. This is a very serious question. I think we need to work. I don't have answer right now for you why it is not so. Maybe we are confused. So we need to reinforce learning of the Buddha, Mahabir and Gandhi. Again, can you make a difference between need and greed? Not only that, I just talk about Kabir Das. Sai itta dijiye. But if you are satisfied, content, सबसे बड़ा सुख निरोगी काया. Am I healthy? We don't ask. But we ask only about the salary. So we need to think very seriously. I think it's a very, great question, lot of efforts to be created. So I cannot satisfy right now. I have no answer for this. Thank you.
Well, you have been defining a leader, sir. It was pleasure meeting with you. We are grateful for this opportunity that you gave us for being here. As it is rightly said, that leadership is not about titles, positions or flowcharts. It's about one's life influencing the other. And so you are. A great leader, a great influencer and a great director. The quality of your leadership will be an inspiration for us. And secondly, the guidance will help brighten the career and professional life of one's listening to you. Thank you so much, sir, for taking time to see us.
Thank you very much, Ritika ji and team, especially Dr. Mandeep. And your question has also forced me to introspect more and more. I don't know, but that has given me a lot of motivation. I need to create more leaders, and I wish to be the role model for someone else. Thank you very much. It was really a nice session, nice interaction. I appreciate your efforts, the teamwork, which I can see, and that is required in management education. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
It was an exhilarating experience, to say the least, if we had to describe it in a single word. Trust you guys also enjoyed and learned a lot from this show as we enjoyed shooting and experiencing it. Thanks for all the support throughout, and we have truckloads of knowledge and experience to carry back home for now. We promise to be back soon with another exciting episode of our series on Leadership Talks. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like it, and share your views. Till then, stay safe, stay happy.